Welcome to the Clean Air Sarnia and Area website. In this video tutorial, you will learn how to check the real-time air monitoring data from the Clean Air Sarnia and Area, or CASA, network. Let's start by accessing the real-time data. This map shows the 7 air monitoring stations that are part of the CASA network. The collection date and time show you when the most recent air monitoring data was collected. The site is updated every hour. The stations are color-coded to help give you an immediate sense of pollutant concentrations at a glance. The legend at the right explains the categories: good, moderate, poor, and very poor. These categories are based on how the pollutant concentrations compare to the ministry's ambient air quality criteria, or AAQC, or other values for pollutants that do not have AAQC. Right now, we see that pollutant concentrations are all in the good range. If a station on the map appeared yellow, for example, that would mean that one or more pollutants measured at that station are falling in the moderate range. You can click on any of the station markers to bring up a table showing the hourly concentrations of each pollutant monitored at that station. Every station monitors a slightly different set of pollutants. The concentrations are listed in the value column, and they are also color-coded to help you understand whether each particular pollutant is good, moderate, poor, or very poor. Wind speed and wind direction are listed in the table as well. If you click on the graphic box symbol for a particular pollutant, you will bring up a graph showing the hourly concentrations for that pollutant over the last 24 hours. For example, sulfur dioxide, or SO2 at Amgenon. Each hour is marked by a dot. You can hover over the dot to see what the concentration of SO2 was that hour. The most recent concentration is at the very right-hand side. So at 7 p.m., sulfur dioxide concentration was 0. You can see that the concentrations went up and down. How can you tell whether these are large increases or minor variations? You can check the scale of the graph, which is resized based on the data points, as well as the color underneath the graph. So although concentrations went up and down, the area is green, which means that concentrations stayed in the good range. Looking at benzene as another example, we see that concentrations at the station went up and down, in and out of the good and moderate range. If you close this box, the pollutant information for that particular station can still be seen in the table at the left. Let's say you are interested in looking at wind conditions across the Sarnia area. We go to View Meteorological Data and select Wind Direction from the menu. Arrows are now displayed on the map, which show the wind direction. The table on the left also lists the wind direction in degrees and the cardinal direction, meaning west, northwest, and so on. These refer to the direction that the wind is coming from, and the arrows are pointing the direction that the wind is blowing. So in this case, winds are coming from the west and traveling towards the east. If the station labels are covering up the arrows, you can select Show Station Labels, and they disappear. The size of the arrows depend on the wind speed. The bigger the arrow, the greater the wind speed. If you are interested in looking at one pollutant at a time, so sulfur dioxide, for example, you can click on View Pollutant Concentrations from the left-hand menu and select that pollutant. The map now shows the 5 stations that monitor SO2. We've left the wind direction arrows on the map, as you might be interested in seeing what the concentrations are and knowing what way the wind is blowing. The SO2 concentrations measured at those 5 stations are listed in the table at the left. Again, we see that the concentrations are all in the good category, as they are green and low in comparison to their AAQC. The graph below the main map shows the SO2 concentrations measured at these 5 stations over the last 24 hours. Again, the most recent hourly data is at the very right-hand side. This gives you a quick look at how concentrations went up and down or stayed the same. To clear your selections and return to the main map, you can select Monitoring Station Network, Overview. If you've been on the site for a while, select Show Latest Data to make sure you're looking at the most up-to-date information. For more information on the pollutants that are monitored and their effects, you can visit the resources on the CASA website. The next video will explain how to look up and download data for other time periods like last week, last month. If you need help or have questions, please feel free to browse the frequently asked questions section of the website or contact us at info@cleanairsarniaandarea.com.